Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. So earlier today on the show, we had someone on celebrating their birthday, and today we have someone celebrating their anniversary. Which anniversary, you might ask? Well, their anniversary of having lost nearly 120 pounds for 10 years. I hit my anniversary on January 2nd. I didn't lose 100, I lost 50, but still I kept it off 10 years, which is incredible because let's face it, 98% of the people that lose weight through a great deal of hardship and suffering generally gain it all back and then some within 2 years. So to have 10-year success rate with no surgery, just eating the food, I'd like to welcome you to my dear friend, Shayda Soleimani. Happy anniversary!
Woohoo! We did it. This is so exciting. Honestly, I cannot believe that it's been 10 years. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it's been 10 years for both of us. We started our ultimate weight loss journey 10 days apart. I started January 2nd,
Exactly.
2012. You started January 12th. And I'll just tell you guys how I met Shayda. It was I believe it was the fall of 2011. I was teaching a class at one of the Whole Foods. I think it might've been Huntington Beach, but it's one of the Orange County ones.
The one in Orange.
Yeah, I don't usually teach in Orange County because I was living in Sherman Oaks, but I did a special thing driving all that way. And there was a lady there with her mother, and the mother was asking tons of questions about diabetes. And I'm like, just take my class, take my class. Well, the mother never took my class, but the mother ended up healthy and slim by proxy just from living with Shayda. But Shayda took my cooking class. And then the next step was that I was teaching since really about 2008 in my home in Sherman Oaks, what I call the Ultimate Weight Loss Program, which we only do online now, but it was in person there. It was a 30-day program, and Shayda joined it. I remember it was Sunday, January 12th, and you were with a couple other people in the group. I'm not going to mention any names that didn't have quite the success you did, but I still remember you all joined at the same time. And this girl, let's like that song, This Girl Is on Fire. And I thought she was going to wear this shirt because she became one of these. And she's going to tell you how you did it. Because guys, you don't realize how spectacular this is to do this without drugs or surgery and to maintain it for 10 years. That's pretty good. So mazel tov.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so excited. Yes, I still remember the day that I came to your class in Sherman Oaks and sitting there, and I'm like, what am I in for? But I knew one thing in my heart. You and JP were teaching, and I knew that I had to take this class and that I was going to stick like both of you, like white on rice, literally. And I had decided mentally in my head already that I would do whatever it takes to lose this weight, because I had been down this road before, losing, gaining. All diets work. But what enticed me about your program was the fact that you were saying I didn't have to weigh and measure my food. I didn't have to drink a special, I don't know, slim fast drink or any kind of goop, that I was eating whole foods. And the foods that you were sharing were absolutely delicious. And you got me by the food. You know that. It was potatoes, rice, beans, mangoes, bananas. I was eating healthy foods and I never, ever felt deprived. And that night sitting at your house, I said, you know what? I had gone in with the mental attitude, I'm going to have a laser beam focus. I'm not going to go sideways. I'm going to be like this. Whatever you say, JP says, just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I've got 30 days. I have nothing to lose. I was in a boot because I had torn my tendon in my ankle. And I thought, okay, let's see what happens, because I can't really exercise. But then I met JP, and him and I started working out together. And I'm like, okay, you gave me a much harder workout than I ever thought I could do with a boot on. And at the end of the 30 days, I remember I made you check my weight 3 times, because the first time I got on, you said I lost 18 pounds. And then I said, nope, your scale is wrong. I'm going to get back on again. So I got back on again. And you said, Shayda, you lost 18 pounds. And I said, there's no way in hell that I would lose 18 pounds in 1 month. And you said, okay, let's try this. And I think you were getting a little fed up with me because I just couldn't believe it. I mean, this was the easiest weight loss for me personally. And I didn't suffer through it. And to lose 18 pounds at that moment, I made the decision. I said, that's it. I am sticking to these guys like white on rice, and I'm not deviating, and I'm just going to be focused, 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 focused. And I literally took every class that you guys offered. I did every program, and I did it with that same intention of having a laser beam focus, because I decided then and there that I know my personality. If I would have said, I'm only going to do it Monday through Friday, and then the 2 days or maybe one day, I'm going to do my way, I'm not going to be successful. And JP put something in my head at the very beginning that if you really love yourself, you're not going to hurt yourself. And that stuck with me. So I started looking at food as, is that going to hurt me or is that going to benefit me? And I didn't want to hurt myself anymore. I had hurt myself enough, and I was done. And I just wanted to be my old self again, to wear fun clothes, to go shopping, to be able to go to the clothing store and just pick up something off the rack and have it fit. I didn't want to go. I was headed to a size 2X, guys. I mean, that was ridiculous. And now I'm wearing a size 4, and it's just a wonderful feeling not having to carry all that load again. And I'm telling you guys, you have to decide now whether you going to be in 100%, or you're going to be in 50%, because whatever you decide, if you go in 50%, you're only going to get 50% of the result. You go 75%, you're only going to get 75%. But if you go in 100% or 200%, guess what? You're going to get the results that you want. And only you can do that, and only you can control it.
Absolutely. Well, I know you're never supposed to say a woman's age or weight, but you were in your 50s when you started, which means you're in your 60s now, like me.
Exactly. And if I can do it, and if you can do it, and you and I know that there's a few other people that have done it, it is doable, guys. It is not it is okay. Maybe it's not that easy, because you do have to make preparation and you have to think about it. But look at the alternative. Would you rather be on medications and be laid up in the hospital, or to me, that's worse, right? So you take some time in preparing healthy, delicious meals. You take some time and do some shopping. You take some time in the kitchen. This is where it all happens. It's right here in the kitchen. And that's why I wanted to be in the kitchen when I talk to you today, because this is where it all happens. If you don't get the food in, the exercise is secondary. The food, to me, is the most important, that you've got to get in. So do it, guys. It's doable.
Yep. Let me read some of the comments. They're going so fast. I've already lost the first 5 minutes of them. But Susanna is saying, looking forward to this. And she's on her journey now. And you could be a Shayda, Susanna. You just stick with it. You absolutely can. People know you here. They love you. Yeah, you got a lot of friends on. Daryl's watching. A lot of people that are watching. Nate's watching. He said, Shayda is amazing. She does cooking demos at Fasting Escapes, and her recipes are delicious. Patients love seeing her creative dishes. Absolutely. Yeah, you're thinking, like, what do you need to do cooking for at a fasting escape? What do you do? Make water?
I make water, exactly.
I'm just kidding. No, we know that the people have to eat at something. Annette says, wow, if you really love yourself, you're not going to hurt yourself. Deanna says, Shayda, you're very inspiring. Shayda, telling it like it is, says Mandy. I'm just reading all these nice comments. And like I said, the first 5 minutes already, Shar says, amazing testimony. Now, Shayda, I host something called the Truth About Weight Loss Summit. This will be the 4th year. And I know Shayda has wanted to be on, but I said, I didn't tell her this, but I knew in my head, I said, yeah, if she makes it 10 years, we'll let her come on. And so she is going to be on this year telling her story. So we don't want to give everything away. But she'll also be doing a cooking demo. And Fred says, looking forward to this interview. But, I'd like to know, what's the secret to your success? Because this is January 11th, and I think some people are still on the course, usually by about Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, which is next week. It's all, most people have already given up, but you stuck with it 10 years. What do you think? Why do you have that? Why did you have that tenacity? Why were you able to do it this time and not other times?
Well, because even when I did the other diets, I was focused and I did it, but they were not sustainable. I was never satisfied. They didn't teach me how to eat. It was always these prepared packaged foods, or it was like these shakes that you drank. I did Weight Watchers, I did Nutrisystems, I did Lindora, I did Jenny Craig. You name it, I've done it. The only thing I didn't go do was, do the gastric bypass surgery or have my stomach tied up. The reason this is easier for me is because I truly, truly, truly enjoy the food. And I think that's a huge part of it. I love what I'm eating. But the key to all this was vegetables, 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 vegetables. You cannot get around this. That you have to do. And when I say vegetables, there's so many vegetables, and everybody's always, oh, I don't want to eat vegetables. I don't like vegetables. Well, guess what, guys? Sometimes life is, you're going to have to make choices, but vegetables, find the one that you love. Find one that you really resonate with. And I ate a lot of vegetables. Thank God I liked vegetables. But the minute you start seeing results, you're going to keep continuing. But like I said at the very beginning, you got to go in 100%. You cannot go in 99.9% because you're not going to get the result. You have to go in 100%. And don't let anyone deter you. Don't let anyone say anything to you. Just be focused, focused, focused. When AJ had her first class, it was really exciting for me because that night, JP was sitting across from me at her house. He never said one word of, eat this, eat that, don't eat this, don't do this. He didn't. At the very end of the class, AJ brought, what was it, a chocolate peanut butter tart or something like that,
Cheesecake,
right?
yeah.
Cheesecake. She brought that around, and I thought, score, because I had tasted AJ's dessert before when I had gone to her house, and she made an incredible dessert that night. And I thought, oh, this is going to be delicious. And everybody went crazy for it. Why? Because we're all addicted to salt, oil, and sugar, but she found a way to make it healthier, but it was still calorically dense. So I remember that night when that cheesecake was coming around for everyone to take a piece. I don't know what happened, but as it got close to me, I looked up and I caught JP's eye. Him and I locked eyes, and all of a sudden, all I knew is I took that cheesecake and I passed it to the person next to me. I never lost focus of my eyes with him. And the cheesecake just went, and to this day, I still haven't had it. And I think that was a defining moment because like I said, I promised myself that I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I'm not going to change your program. A lot of people want to take AJ's program and change it and make it so that it fits their way of wanting.
Well, they want to have their wine and their chocolate and their salt and their flour and their sugar and their oil.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So I literally did the program as the way it was written. I didn't change anything. If she told me to eat broccoli, I ate broccoli. If she told me to eat cauliflower, I ate cauliflower. Maybe I might have switched cauliflower and broccoli, but that was really about it. Like I said, I truly did not deviate. And that's a decision that I made when I first went in because I know my personality. I'm either in or I'm out. Being somewhere in the middle for me does not work. And I decided at that defining moment that I'm going to be in all the way because what she said, what the other plant-based doctors that she introduced me to said, that this is the only way to go. But again, the key was, you guys, I absolutely love the food and I'm not bored by it and I'm not intrigued, especially now 10 years later. Believe it or not, Japanese sweet potato, AJ, I don't like them anymore. I find it way, way too sweet. So if you give yourself enough time to neuro adapt, your palate changes. Your palate really changes, and then you're going to start seeing how much you love this food even more. And you'll be like, oh my God, Japanese sweet potato, too sweet. Bananas, too sweet. Certain foods that I used to love, I'm like, yeah, I don't. Now I look at cheese and oily food and pizzas and all that, and I really have no desire. You give yourself enough time, you definitely are going to get there. So get in, you guys. This is the time to do it. This is the year to make a change, and there's no better time to invest for yourself. If you're not going to invest for yourself, nobody else is. And nobody else is going to do this for you. You're going to have to do this all on your own.
Absolutely. We have so many nice comments. Jessie says, love Shayda. And Ridwana
Thanks, guys.
says, how inspirational for us newbies. Sid says, congratulations to Shayda. Leah says, you look incredible. Karen loves Shayda and her cooking. And let's see, just so many nice comments. What a good example. People said they love your taste in clothes, not knowing that I actually got you that shirt. Yeah, that's fantastic. Look at the results, says Mandy. Yep.
You guys can have these results. These results are, they're doable. They're very, very doable.
Absolutely. What do you think was your biggest inspiration to do this?
My inspiration, I've talked about this before, was really my motivating factor was my uncle, because he died of gastric bypass surgery. He died needlessly. The guy punctured the main aorta and he did not have to die like this. And I just wish, to this day, I still wish that he was alive so I could show him that you can lose weight, get healthy from eating a whole food plant-based diet, you know, salt, oil, and sugar-free. It is so doable. He was my motivating factor, because I didn't want his death to be in vain. I want him to be proud of me that I took charge of my life. I took charge of my mother's life. And we're both, you know, she got healthier, I got healthier. It's been a ripple effect. My aunts have gotten healthier. I've been leading by examples amongst my friends. They've all gotten benefit. I mean, it's just the minute you start doing it, people start noticing and they want to know what you're doing. So there is that ripple effect. But my motivation at the beginning was my uncle. Absolutely, it was him.
Yeah. So Susanna wants to know, what's your current fitness routine?
I go boxing because I absolutely love boxing. If you know me, and it's just, there's a 9-round gym by my house. I do weights at home and I do weights at the gym over there too. But the boxing is where my love is, because I love to go with the trainer and go sparring with him. And it's just a great stress release, and it just tones you from head to toe. And it actually kind of teaches you some self-defense too, which is kind of nice. But it's boxing, 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 boxing.
Boxing. That's so cool. Hey, you know, your mother has a funny story, because she lost weight coincidentally.
Yes, coincidentally, she did not. When I lived in Los Angeles, I told her that I was going to be moving back home because I was supposed to have surgery on my ankle, which I never did because of eating a whole food plant-based diet. That, for I don't know how magically, but it all took care of itself. But when I came home, I told her, I said, I am taking over the kitchen and you're just going to have to eat the way I eat. And if there's something you want, just go outside. And thank God she was on board. She did not argue with me. She didn't. Well, that's also because she doesn't really like to cook, which is a good thing. So because of me taking over the kitchen and everything and feeding her, and she loves the food. So now she got off of her, you know, cholesterol medication, her triglycerides medication, her diabetes medication, all of that. You know, it was a ripple effect, and it was great. It was great. So thank God for Mom wanting to be on board to do this. And now the funny part is she's teaching her friends, and she's directing people to my website for the food and the cooking and all this. And everywhere we go, you know, she's like that proud Jewish mom, right? So if she sees somebody who's not feeling well or has diabetes or heart disease, hey, talk to Shayda. This is what she did. You know, it's really kind of cool. It's nice.
That's fantastic. Here's a question for you. Where'd it go? From Deanna. What's your favorite dinner?
Don't laugh, but my typical favorite dinner is steamed broccoli and cauliflower. It is always steamed vegetables at night. And I'll fill myself up because, you know, taking AJ's class, I learned all about food sequencing, right? So I love to eat my main meal at lunchtime, my more calorically dense meals at lunchtime. I was brought up that way. That's how we always ate, and it's continued up until now. Dinners have always, for me, been super, super light. So for dinner, I'll have maybe 2 big bowls of steamed vegetables. If I'm still hungry, I will have the potato, I will have some rice, I will have some beans, I may have some soup. but the majority of my dinner is the steamed vegetables. And then a piece of fruit, especially if it's pomegranate season. Then, yeah, well, we all know about Shayda's obsession with pomegranates.
But your breakfast is vegetables too. See, that's why people don't really like what we do, because they just don't want to eat vegetables. They don't understand their effect on cravings and lowering the caloric density. They just want to eat oatmeal and fruit for breakfast.
If I'm going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it always starts with breakfast is going to be steamed vegetables. And then if I'm still hungry, maybe something else. But lunch and dinner is always like salad, steamed vegetables, and then if there's room, something else. But you have to what? Do at least 4 to 5 pounds a day. And the funny thing is, people, when you tell them 4 to 5 pounds of vegetables a day, they're like, oh my God, that's so much. It's not. By the time you chop it up, by the time you steam it, it's like, it's not that big. It really is not that much food. But it works, and it takes your cravings away, and it helps you lose weight.
That's absolutely right. There's a question from Stephanie. Do you take any supplements other than the usual suspects, vitamin B12 and vitamin D?
I take the B12 and vitamin D, but now I'm also taking zinc, and I'm also taking there's one, vitamin C. Vitamin C.
Cool. Thank you. And here's a question from Michelle. What advice do you have for going in 100%?
What do you mean? I've always said, put those blinders on, like, they do on horses, so the horses can't see their sides, and just go all the way in. Just don't even look back. I promise you, you're going to get the results that you want if you just have that laser beam focus. Just focus on what you're doing. Don't let anything or anyone deter you.
Beautiful. Susanna says, do you have times where you fell off plan? If so, how'd you get yourself back on? Oh, and I wanted to say, for somebody that's worried about going in 100%, maybe they could just do it for a certain period of time. Commit to, you know what I'm saying? Not forever, but like maybe saying just for 30 days.
Well, that's how I started. I told myself I'm giving, and I told my friends this. I said, look, guys, I'm trying something new. I'm going to give it 30 days. If I get no results, and if I don't like it, I don't have to continue. And they're like, okay. And I said, in fact, let's just plan on at the end of the 30 days, we'll go out for a celebratory dinner, and we'll, get together. Okay, fine. Well, at the end of 30 days, after what I saw on the scale and how I was feeling, I called them up and I said, we can go out to dinner, but I'm not eating with you guys. I'm going to eat my own food, and then I'll meet up with you guys. I'm sticking to this. So maybe for some people, but truly give it 100% during those 30 days. Don't change the program. If AJ says, vegetables for breakfast, have your vegetables for breakfast. Don't go in eating a pizza or, I don't know, whatever it is you want to eat. Stick to the program the way she wrote it and just follow it for 30 days. Make that commitment to yourself. And at the end of 30 days, if you see that you're progressing and things are starting to go for another 30 days. And maybe you'll want to extend it for another 30 days. Maybe for some people that might be better. But at the end of my 30 days, that's where I made the conscious decision that this was going to be for life, and I'm not looking back. And you know what? I also want to tell people, take classes, educate yourself. The more you learn, the better equipped you're going to be. So I took a lot of classes. I actually devoted an entire year of my life in taking all the classes I could take. I went to Dr. McDougall. I went to True North Health Center. I went to Dr. Furman. He had a retreat. I went to that. Make that commitment to yourself as much as you can to go learn from a lot of people, because that's where you're going to get it. But follow the directions of what they're telling you. Don't change the program to make it fit what you want to do. It's not going to work.
Or if you do, just don't expect an A on the test when you've only studied for a B. Don't accept A results if you've done B work, in other words.
Exactly.
Yeah. Layla says, do you like dressing on your salad or do you eat it plain?
I like dressing, but what I've grown to love right now that I do, I put a little bit of balsamic vinegar, but the majority of it is lemon juice Or the other thing I like to do is add fruit to my salad, and I don't need a dressing at that point because between the fruit and the tomatoes and the salad, I'm completely okay. But guys, you have to work up to that, I think. I don't think if I told someone right now, go and eat a salad with just fresh fruit and no dressing, I think they may not enjoy it. You know what I mean? So maybe work up to that. My palate, like I said, has really, really changed in the last 10 years. I never in my life thought that Japanese sweet potatoes are going to be too sweet for me to eat again. I never thought that.
I have to air fry them now to get, they are so sweet.
They're too sweet. My mom bought some last week and I told her not to buy it anymore. And the potatoes that I actually like right now is the purple. The purple sweet potatoes, they're good. Those aren't too sweet for me. That I can handle right now. But I've really, my palate has changed. 10 years is a long time. Although I can't even believe that it's been 10 years because it just seems like yesterday I was sitting on AJ's couch and I was crying my eyes out. So it doesn't seem like 10 years.
That's amazing. So Karen says, when do you have starch? With every meal?
Yes, but I start with my salad and then I go to my steamed vegetables and then the third meal will be the starch. Or I may make a big salad and I may add rice or potatoes to that salad, but the salad is 3 times or 4 times more than what the starch and the rice is. So again, I am making sure that I'm getting my 4 to 5 pounds of vegetables in a day. It's not hard to do. It really, you can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want. And I've always kept my food super, super, super simple. If you go to my website or my YouTube channel, that's what I'm trying to teach people is to you guys, you don't need recipes. Just eat as simply as possible. The simpler you eat, the more results you're going to get. I used to watch what AJ would eat. AJ would eat a huge plate of zucchini or broccoli, and then she'd have a potato. Like that's how simple we were eating to lose weight. And in fact, that's how simple I eat now.
That's how I eat now too.
Yeah, that's just the way I eat now. There's actually, honestly, there's no difference how I eat between the time I was losing weight to right now. It's pretty much the same.
Well, that's kind of the secret.
Yeah, that is. Oh, we left the secret out.
Oh, I mean, you have to keep doing what you're doing or you're never going to be successful. You can't switch it up. You can't do one diet to lose weight and then expect to do something else to maintain weight. So you got to find something you like that's sustainable for you. Here's a great question from Juanita. What was your biggest challenge?
Well, my biggest challenge is when I hit a plateau.
Good, because you know what? There's a question about a plateau. So this is perfect.
Yeah, I hit a plateau and I was in tears because I really didn't, I couldn't understand why I hit a plateau. But the weird thing about hitting the plateau, and I hit that plateau, I think it was for like 6 or 7 months. My weight just wasn't budging. But my clothes were getting smaller, like inches were going in, but the scale just wasn't moving. And that's when, you know, JP was saying scales are for fish. You're not a fish. You don't need a scale. Like, don't go by that number on that scale. And I really had to work myself to get off of that scale because I was getting on that scale 3 or 4 times a day, which is not healthy. So all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but one day it went back down again. But that plateau really did me in. And you and JP just kept saying, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. It'll happen. And it did. It did. It really, really did.
That is amazing. So how important do you think the fact that you had a clean environment was to your success?
For me personally, huge, because if there's chocolate in the house, if I'm sleeping upstairs and there's chocolate in the house, it's like someone's banging on my head saying, "What? There's chocolate downstairs, there's chocolate downstairs." And I know my personality. I have to finish the whole damn thing and then go to bed. I am not one of those people. And I have friends that will take a chocolate bar, literally have one tiny little square and call it a day and not touch it ever again for maybe another 6 months. Well, that's not me. So I have learned to keep my environment as clean as possible. And the other reason I keep my environment clean is because Miss Chef AJ loves to do house visits. And when she does house visits, she comes in And without you knowing, she goes through your pantry, she goes through your freezer, she goes through your refrigerator. And one time I caught her red-handed when she was going through everything, because I had gone out, I came back, and she's just going through everything. And luckily she didn't find anything. But I think having a clean environment is very, you need to have it. You need to have a clean environment. Why bring in that crap into your house? Now, if you've got a family who's not going to join you, and if you've got children that are not going to eat like you, okay, fine, not a problem. Have a refrigerator for them in the garage, or have a pantry in the garage for them, or place it high up in the pantry so you don't see it. Take it out of your line of vision, and just keep the food out there. It doesn't have to be within where you're at. Just keep it out of your way. And people say, "Oh, I can handle it. I can handle it. There's chocolate bars or nuts or whatever in the house, that I'm not gonna eat it because it's not the kind that I like." Baloney. I call BS on that, because after a while, even that whatever it is that you don't like, you're gonna go have it. I truly call BS on that. And I've known people that have said, "Oh, it's not for me. I don't even like it." And the next thing you hear, well, they dug into it because it was there and it just kept knocking on their head. So I think it's important.
You betcha. People are calling me Inspector AJ. That's hilarious. Yep.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Oh, I should have asked this at the first minute of the show. Thank you, Leah. Do you have any pictures of yourself before your transformation? I posted them on Instagram and on Facebook, and they'll be on this YouTube channel when it's
AJ
done.
likes to call this from martini to bikini, but I don't have a bikini picture. But I am holding a martini in there. And then I have this one. And then there's one of like a before and after. But if you go to my website, I do have more pictures of before and afters that you guys can go and see. Absolutely.
So cool. Hey, so Diane says, do you eat nuts or avocado?
I do have avocado every now and then, because I again, it's not a trigger food for me, but maybe once or twice a year I will have avocado. Nuts, no, not really. Especially a couple of years ago, I became allergic to walnuts. So I am completely staying away from all nuts. I will have flax seeds, and I don't even do chia anymore. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How long, Diane wants to know, did it take you to lose the 120 pounds?
So I would say the first 85 pounds came off probably the first year. And then the rest of it was gradual over time. I really had thought that I was done losing, but it seems like I wasn't done. And the weight just kept coming up because I continued to do and eat the same way that I was eating when I first started. So your body will adjust, your body will continue to lose. And from everything I've understood is you really don't want to lose your weight too fast. The slower, the better. And I was one of those slow ones, but the majority came off the first year, and then the rest of it, maybe 5 or 10 pounds every other year. So I don't know.
That's great. Let's see. Carolee says, Shayda, did you have any health issues when you started, like insulin resistance?
I did. I was diagnosed with insulin resistance. I had diabetes. I was pre-diabetic, and I was on, I think it was metformin. I was on cholesterol medications, and I was on triglycerides medication, which all of those, Dr. McDougall took me off of everything, and I've never been on it since. So that was really nice because I was like spending $300 to $400 every month on medication. Well, that $300-400, I could be buying cute shoes and cute clothes. And why should I support the pharmaceuticals? They don't support me. So I don't want to support them. And that's the way you have to look at it. So yeah, all those, no medications anymore. Thank God.
Yep. Jerry says, I'd rather have no chocolate than a little. And I feel you on that. I agree.
I agree. I agree.
It's harder to have just a little of something hyper palatable. And Anthea says, was it hard to stop drinking alcohol?
No, actually, not really. I was never your heavy drinker. I was your social drinker. If I went out with friends, I may have a glass or two, and that was it. But no, I did not have a hard time to stop drinking. Not at all.
Perfect. Diane says, did you have any loose skin after the weight loss?
Yes, there is loose skin, but guess what? I look at the loose skin and I say, hey, I lost all that weight. And then you just wear clothes and undergarments that are going to suck it in, and you take care of it.
Yeah.
People, you know, if they want to, they can go get plastic surgery. Nothing wrong. Because I know a lot of people that are, you know, I didn't lose that much skin. I didn't have, because all my life since I was a child, I exercised and I've never had a child. So my skin never got, you know, I don't have that. So my skin kind of bounced back. Yeah, there were some.
Well, also because I think you didn't lose it very quickly. I don't know if that's a thing, but people are telling me that people that lose it a little bit more slowly don't have as much loose skin. I don't know if that's true, but that's what people keep saying.
I think it is true. I really do. But
yeah.
that all can be taken care of, guys, if you wanted to.
Yeah, we did an episode with Rebecca and her cosmetic surgeon, Dr. Von Mar. It's on this channel. Rebecca was in the program with Shayda and lost over 200 pounds and really, really had a lot of skin. She was getting like infections because it was like, you know, because she was heavier than you. She was, you know, in the 300s. And so she did have the surgery, and she talks all about it on a video if you're interested. And he's a wonderful doctor, and he takes patients everywhere.
And she looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. Peggy says, what about when you crave chocolate or popcorn?
I actually don't. See, that's the thing, guys. If you guys
maybe she means what should she do when she does it? Yeah.
Okay, then what she needs to do is start eating a lot more vegetables. That's the key to all this, because if you eat 4 to 5 pounds of vegetables every day, you're not going to have those cravings. Now, if you do get a craving for popcorn, hey, there's cauliflower. Go munch on cauliflower. Cauliflower is white and, you know, it's crunchy like a popcorn. So have cauliflower. And chocolate, forget about it. Just remember, chocolate is not your friend. You want to eat foods that are your friends, that are going to be beneficial to you, that are going to help you. I look at those things now as cancer promoting foods. You have to look at it that way. I look at white sugar like it's cocaine. I look at dried fruit like it's cocaine now. And I love dried fruit. Dried fruit was one of my all-time weaknesses. And I walk by Trader Joe's and I look at all that dried fruit and I look at them and I said, yep, cancer promoting foods. I'm not touching it. You guys are like crack. You like cocaine. I'm not touching you. And that's how you have to think about it. Again, you don't want to hurt yourself. Popcorn, chocolate is going to hurt you. So do you want to eat something that's going to hurt you? No, you don't. So don't do it. Bottom line. Sorry.
Dale says, do you put anything on your steamed vegetables?
I used to put a little bit of nutritional yeast on my vegetables, and I used to put a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Lately, I'm just eating it plain. I don't know why, but right now, plain steamed zucchini or broccoli or cauliflower tastes really good. So it just depends on my mood. I may add a little bit of lemon juice, lime juice. I may add a little bit. And when I say a little bit about balsamic vinegar, I really mean a little bit. Apple cider vinegar is actually tasty on it as well. So if it's going to help you to eat all your vegetables throughout the day, by all means, there's so many delicious flavored vinegars out there. California Balsamic is a friend of ours, and he has got some amazing flavored balsamic vinegars that you guys can go to. But remember, even that is concentrated. So what I like to do with that, if I do use some of that, I mix it with fresh lemon juice.
Or lime juice, because that also makes it cheaper.
Well, yeah, whatever, lemon or lime, whichever one you like. But it just makes it better because you're not getting that whole concentration of balsamic vinegar. So just think about it. And there's going to come a point, I promise you, if you listen to me and Chef AJ, there's going to come a point in your life where you're going to eat it like the way we're eating it, with nothing on it.
Yep, it happens. Shelly says she loves Shayda. I wish Shelly would come on the show. She's an amazing artist, and her art's amazing. She can do pet portraits. And there was a question. What?
She did Bailey for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she drew a picture of Bailey. I remember that.
She's really good. Cynthia says, can you eat berries? Sure.
Of course you can.
I eat strawberries almost every day. They're my favorite. I saw something like, how often do you box? Angela says, and she wants to send you her best.
I say hi, Angela. I probably box about 4 to 5 days a week.
Great. I saw something like, how do you keep going or something like that? Where did it go? Oh, I wish because there's so many comments and questions now. How do you keep going? Says Stacy.
Well, being healthy is a huge motivator. And you know what? I have to lead by example. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. So that makes me happy. But again, I've never lost sight. And I do not, one of my biggest fears is I do not want to ever regain my weight. And I will do whatever it takes in my power never to do that again. And I want, you know, in 10 years from now, I want AJ and I to come back and celebrate with you guys our 20-year anniversary. And you'll see that her and I are both still going to be exactly the same. That's what I want. That is my wish. And that's what we're going to do. I promise you guys, there is no going back. Once you focus and once you decide, there is no going back. And for me personally, there is no going back. I've already made that decision and I'm going to continue because again, I love what I'm eating. I love the effect that it's having on my body. I love the way that it's helping me with everything else. And why would I go back? Why would I go to do all that, put poison in my mouth? I'm not doing it.
What I think is amazing is your ability to travel and stay compliant, because I've traveled with you with the Instant Pot and the bean burgers and everything.
Yes, and I continue to travel now and do the same thing. I will always take either well, nowadays I don't take my Instant Pot anymore. I take my Pampered Chef micro cooker because right now there's in every hotel room, there's a microwave. There's a microwave in there, so makes it perfect. And I take that with me. And then I've got a nice cooler bag that I take with me, and I'll put broccoli and cauliflower, all the vegetables and everything in there. And if I'm traveling by plane, which I haven't done in a couple of years, but back in the day when I did, I would try to find out as soon as I got to the hotel where the nearest Trader Joe's and Whole Foods was. So I will make my food. And then you learn to go to restaurants that can help you. I don't think restaurants are really safe for any of us, but there comes a time when I have to go. And if I don't have time to pre-eat, well, the restaurant will always can get you a raw salad. A raw salad, it's not a big deal. And with no dressing. But what I've also learned, because JP taught me to fast, like well, it was not really a true fast, it's a fruit and vegetable day. Because what I've learned that you can go be anywhere and you can always get fresh fruit and fresh salads and vegetables and make that your food. And the other thing I learned, if you skip a meal, it's not the end of the world. It really is not the end of the world. So you skip a meal. I've gone out with friends at night because they like to eat late at night. I don't. So I've gone out with them, they're eating, and I'm just having a cup of hot water or I'm just having hot tea, and I'm completely fine with it. I'm completely okay with it because my tummy is full, it's satisfied. I ate before I went. I have in the past put a potato in my purse so that no matter where I go, if there's nothing else, I'll always have a potato, maybe an apple in there I'll take with me. But you just have to learn how to navigate through things. I went to Mexico, and for the better part of me being in Mexico, all I ate was fruits and vegetables. And guess what? I survived eating fruits and vegetables. It was absolutely delicious. But you're just going to have to do it. Just do it.
Yep. So did you influence any of your friends and family, and what do they think about your success? Are they happy for you or are they jealous?
Okay, so I've lost a few friends, and it's okay because to me, they're not my friends. They liked me when I was, heavier. So yeah, I lost some, I gained some, but the best part was I gained a whole new set of friends in the plant world community. And that's my family and friends. And that's where I get all the support. My family has always been very supportive. My aunts and everybody are very proud of me. My mom couldn't be prouder. And no, it's been really great. I've had a lot of support, and thank goodness for all the support that I've had. I really, and then I have you, I have JP. What more could I ask for?
I don't know. What's the best part about this? Have you ever kept the weight off 10 years before?
Hell no. Oh, can I say that? But okay.
You already did, so sure.
That would be an absolutely no. I think the longest that I've ever kept the weight off on any other program, maybe 6 months, 7 months. Like, no. And then the bad part is, not only do you regain the weight that you lost, but then you gain more on top of that. But 10 years of eating this way, I have pants that I bought 4 years ago, and I don't have to worry about putting them on, or are they going to fit or they're not going to fit. Guess what? They fit. Back in the day, they wouldn't fit, because every year I just kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter. But now everything is fine. It's so, it's just so wonderful to be on this side now. It really is. I couldn't be happier.
And you were able to convert all your favorite family Persian recipes into SOS-free delights.
Absolutely, because I was not going to give up my Persian food. I love my Persian food. So yes, I have recreated a lot of my Persian dishes that are now completely SOS-free. My aunt, she's another one who's done the same thing. She's become even more hardcore than me about eating this way and converting recipes. So between her and I, we've managed to be able to recreate a lot of our old favorite Persian dishes into completely salt, oil, and sugar-free. And it is delightful. So we get a lot of our Persian friends that come to our house, and they are amazed. They are amazed that there's like the way, we made the food, and they love it. They don't even, after a while, they go, oh, there's no meat in this. Well, yeah, no, duh. Back when I first started this, my mom would want me to make the food, if we had company coming over, to make it the way I originally made it, with the oil and the salt and the meat. But when I started this, I made the decision. Whoever comes to my house, whoever sits at my table, they're going to eat the way I eat. I'm not making an exception for anybody else. I remember them coming and saying, oh my God, you didn't make your salmon. We loved your salmon that you barbecued. No, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not. I'm sorry. But I had to be that way in order for my own success and the success of my mom. So.
Nancy says, are you planning to write a Persian cookbook?
Well, I'm in the process of actually writing a recipe book, and the Persian, there will be a whole Persian section in there. So someday soon.
Nice. So is the SOS free part different than any other dietary styles you did before when you did diets?
Of course, because those all included the salt, oil, and sugar. Of course it is. So now you're not hurting yourself with all those chemicals and those products. Even flour. I never realized how flour was so bad for us until I learned it from you, because like, let's take Jenny Craig, for example. You go there and they give you the food. Well, they give you a muffin for dessert. They give you pizzas for dinner. They give all of that. Okay, you keep buying their food, but can you really afford to keep buying their food for the rest of your life? And what is it doing to your insides? So no, there's a huge difference between the two. Huge.
Yeah. Hey, tell that story about the friend that brought the cake over and you said, don't bring the cake over, I'm going to throw it away.
Oh, sure. So when I lived in LA, I used to have everybody come to my house about once a week and once every 2 weeks. And this one person called me, because it is customary in the Persian culture that you don't go to someone's house empty-handed, whatever. And she called me up, and she's at Whole Foods, and she said, I'd like to bring something. And I said, no, I have everything set. Please don't get anything. I'm good. Just come on over. And then she goes, well, how about if I get a vegan chocolate cake? And I said, again, no, please don't get anything. I said, if you want to get something, get me some flowers. That, because I knew the flowers weren't going to hurt me. And she goes, well, I'll see. But I said, listen, I'm telling you right now, I really, 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 really don't need anything. And we've got plenty of food here. So don't bring anything. Well, she didn't listen to me. She walks in and she's got this small chocolate vegan cake. And I said, what did you buy this for? She goes, oh, it's okay. Everybody else will have it and blah, blah, blah. All right. So I put it on the table and nobody was having it. She took a tiny, tiny little slice of it. By the end of the night, after everyone had left, I packed it up and I gave it to her. And she goes, oh, no, I can't. I said, listen, either you take it or it's going into the trash. She goes, oh, you would never put it in the trash. I said, and you don't ever want to test me because I will do it. And she goes, no, you wouldn't. I said, listen, last opportunity. Either you take it or it's going in the trash. She goes, no, I can't take it. I said, fine. So I wrapped it up. I put it in a bag. I locked it up. I said, let's walk I'll walk to the elevator with you because the trash chute was right by the elevator. And we're walking by, I opened the trash chute, I threw it in, bye-bye. And all of a sudden she goes, oh my God, I can't believe you actually did that. I said, I gave you every opportunity to take it. I told you I didn't want it and you don't listen to me. And you really thought that I was BSing you. And I wasn't. I meant every word that I said. I don't want that crap in my house. I don't want it. So I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend you, but I gave you fair warning.
I wish more people would do that. If they did that with their husband's food and their children's food, eventually they'd get the message. Lisa says, I love Shayda's food. Yeah, your food is delicious.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yep. Let's see if there's any more questions for the lovely Shady Slim is what we call her now. Shady Slim. Yeah. So we shouldn't wait 10 years though to do it again. We could probably just do this once a year or at least every 5 years or something.
Absolutely. Of course.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Well, this is just amazing. Well, your actual anniversary is tomorrow, so there is still a chance, you could relapse before midnight and then.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm
Long
just
shot.
kidding. And yeah, you inspired a lot of people, like the lady that you once met, that was having had kidney problems. You helped a lot of people change their diet for the better.
I hope I did. I'm trying to lead by example. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. That's why I started the YouTube channel, so that people can see that really, you can make healthy, quick, easy meals that don't have to be complicated and they're tasty. But, we all have to pay it forward, guys. We need to help everyone to get on board with this whole food plant-based diet. We really do.
And Irene says, would love that Persian cookbook.
It'll be coming. It'll be coming.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it'll happen.
Shayda, you're an inspiration.
Thank
and
you.
an institution now.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you ever work with people if they need help? I don't do privates anymore, just groups.
I used to, but because of my work schedule right now and everything that's going on, I really don't have the time to dedicate. But, I've been referring people. So if they want to reach out to me, I can let them know who they can contact. Absolutely.
Right. And the name of her YouTube channel is Healthy Cooking with Shayda, and the links are right below in the show note. Nancy said she would buy the Persian cookbook as well.
Thank you. Well, stay tuned, guys.
You could write it in English and in Persian.
Well, no, I couldn't write it in Farsi because I don't really know how to write in Farsi, but somebody would have to translate it.
That's funny. Well, Shayda, June, everybody, that's what we call each other, right? June.
June, absolutely.
If only if we like them though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you are just really I just thought after meeting you, I just thought, well, God, see, this is easy. And then it turned out not everybody could do it.
I ruined it for you, huh?
Yeah, you broke them all. Well, Susanna's saying this is so inspiring. Well, Susanna, just do what Shayda does. Start throwing away the food that your family's eating. That's one thing.
But worry about yourself. Don't worry what the others are doing. Just worry and focus on yourself. Other people will start to notice what you're doing, and they're going to come and ask you, hey, what is it that you're doing? What are you eating? Focus on yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. You got to do this for you, not for your husband, not for your child, not for anyone. You got to do it for yourself.
I like the way you used to say, are you in or are you out? Because when you're in both worlds, you never really enjoy either.
No, and that's true. You got to be all the way in 200%.
Yeah. Well, you're the best, Shayda. Thank you so much.
Well,
And I
thank
can't,
you.
yeah, I can't wait to see you, and you guys get to see her again. If you sign up for the free The Truth About Weight Loss Summit, we'll have links soon for you to register. Make sure you get on Shayda's email list or mine or both. And you do a great cooking demo and another inspirational story. Jesse says Shayda is the best. Yes, he is.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And somebody said, I thought Chef AJ was a tough cookie with her no compromising environment. Love this lady. My takeaway, attitude and environment. And I will add one thing. Shayda is also, we always say Tammy Kramer's the queen of batch cooking, but Shayda does an amazing job. You go to Shayda's house, you open the fridge and there's the chopped salad and there's the cooked rice and there's the cooked beans. And so you do great batch cooking too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You got it going on, girl. Thanks, Shayda. Love you to pieces.
Love you. And I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me. Again, I get a gratitude to you and to JP. And thank you guys for everything.
I am so proud of you. And I'm sure you're so proud of yourself as well.
Yes, I am proud of myself. And I'm going to go celebrate with broccoli tonight.
That's exactly how you do it. So thank you, Shayda. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. when my guest is Lauren Burnick. She's going to be making a Texas sheet cake. And Shayda, she's going to be making a brisket, but it's not out of meat, but she's going to make a brisket.
I never liked brisket when I could have a brisket. So.
Okay, well, maybe you'll like a plant-based brisket. Okay, well, here's to another 10, 20, 30, 40 years staying compliant. All right, take care, Shayda.
Bye, sweetheart. Thanks.